Why hello. Welcome to my headquarters, capitalist man.
Is there a reason that you are wearing a green unitard, environment man?
I am going to save the polar bears.
What in the world are you talking about?
Haven't you heard? Polar bears have been drowning due to global warming.
Wow. Where did you hear a thing like that?
It's all over the news. Researchers and scientists have concluded that rising CO2 levels due to human activity are increasing the Earth's temperatures at an alarming rate.
Do the scientists and researchers have accurate data to back that up?
According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the data for the past 50 years supports this. Researchers and scientists have degrees, so it's impossible for them to be wrong. Plus, I saw it on the internet, and since I invented the internet, you know it has to be true.
It is interesting that you say that, because I'm familiar with global warming, environment man. I have done some research and found that not all research is conclusive, most of it is highly biased and unreliable. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, in the Arctic Refuge coastal plain, the polar bear population was near historic highs as of 2002. Global warming is mainly a scare tactic.
But haven't you watched CNN or the Weather Channel? They have video proof of polar ice caps melting, and the increased amount of natural disasters around the world. The sea levels are rising and soon the world will be underwater if we don't do something.
Yes, but even the director of the International Arctic Research Center says that there is no global warming. The Earth goes through natural cooling and warming cycles which has nothing to do with human activity or CO2 levels.
But the graphs show a rise in CO2 and temperature over the past 650,000 years, and there was a perfect match. That is just an inconvenient truth for you. I need to do something about this problem. Maybe if I make a movie about the effects of global warming, and find a way to get the general public to agree with me, then I can get rich and buy a new, green headquarters. Maybe I can even win a Nobel Peace Prize for saving the world.
I am sorry to ruin your high and mighty plans, but it seems you have bought into the great global warming swindle that has captured the attention of many uninformed people. If you look more closely at the graphs, they show that CO2 is not the driver for temperature, but temperature is actually the driver for CO2.
Erroneous. Erroneous on all accounts. You at least have to believe that low-emission, fuel-efficient cars and low-flow toilets will help solve the problem.
Those ideas stink as bad as San Francisco with its sanitation problems. I hope you paint your car blood red, environment man, because your environmentally friendly Mini Enviromobile is one of the least safe vehicles on the road.
What makes my gas-saving Enviromobile so unsafe?
According to a study by Harvard scholars in 1989, the corporate average fuel economy standard had resulted in a 14 to 27% increase in highway fatalities. That is comparable to the loss of life at the World Trade Centers every year.
Well, does that mean that we should all drive larger, fuel-inefficient cars?
Not necessarily. But no amount of fuel efficiency is worth the loss of a life.
This is to be the only instance where environmentally friendly behavior is bad for humans. Otherwise I would be fighting for the wrong things. But who will save the polar bears?
The polar bears are fine. Actually, there are many instances when environmentally friendly behavior actually increases loss of life. Have you ever heard of the chemical DDT?
Yes, I have. I have heard that it is a terrible chemical that has been banned because of its horrible effects on humans, animals and the environment.
You have been drinking the corporate Kool-Aid. DDT is a beneficial chemical that has saved thousands of lives. There have been thousands of preventable deaths since its banning in 1972. Lives have been lost due to regulations preventing DDT being used. So many countries have not been able to combat malaria and other diseases.
I was unaware.
This is just another example of how government policies, lobbying, and an uneducated public have placed higher importance on the environment than it has on human life.
I wish I would have known all of this when I was running for president. I might have actually gotten elected. It might be time for me to stop being environment man and just go back to being a normal human being.
Thank you. For the first time ever, I think that I agree with you. Do us all a favor and buy some clothes that leave a little more to the imagination and get rid of that tight, green unitard.